We're going to be talking about the movie Bedtime Stories today. That's right, Bedtime Stories. This is a Walt Disney Pictures release that came out on Christmas Day. And first off, right off the bat, I'm going to recommend that you take the family out and see this movie. This movie is, again, a Disney picture. It's rated PG. It's directed by Adam Sandler. It's about an hour and a half long, 95 minutes long. And this movie stars Adam Sandler. And I got to say up front, I had a hard time giving this movie a fair shake. I personally, the critic, I'm not a great big Adam Sandler fan. He's kind of very hit and miss with me as far as movies go. Sometimes he might have a couple of funny parts to me in a movie, but the whole movie might stink. Or once in a while we got a winner, and I would say this one I was pleasantly surprised with the outcome. But Adam Sandler's in this movie. Courtney Cox has a small bit in the movie, but she plays his sister in the movie. Kerry Russell is in this movie, as well as Guy Pearce. Many of you may know him. He's in many independent films in the last 10, 12 years. Very good actor, but he plays kind of he kind of changes pace for what he usually does in the movies. He's not serious. He's not drama. Mostly he's a drama guy, it seems like, in the movies. He kind of has more of a funny, humorous riff in this movie for Guy Pearce. If you're a fan of his, you might want to see it just for that. Well, let me get you the setup on the premise of the basic movie. As you just saw, basically, Adam Sandler's character, Skeeter is his name, and his sister grew up in Los Angeles, and their dad owned a very small, homey type motel business that they ran, and they actually lived there right on the premise of this small motel, and he tried to make the best life for them that he could while they were growing up. And one day we find out in the movie that a bigger hotel chain that wants to kind of make, a big plaza type hotel in Los Angeles wants to buy his little property and build it up to something huge for kind of a resort vacation kind of place. So of course the money's enticing. He doesn't really want to sell out, but because of financial despair that they're in, the dad sells the place to this conglomerate hotel chain. And basically there's a promise made early in the movie that someday his kids, or Skeeter, can run the hotel when he gets to be of age. Well, of course, as you can imagine, in a Disney film, a humorous film, a story where Adam Sandler's in the lead role, that never happens. Basically, as he's older in life, he becomes the maintenance man of this conglomerate hotel. So he's kind of living his life, not living the dream that he thought he would have. As kids, he was kind of the funny, goofy kid, and the sister was very smart and a bookworm and good in school and this and that. And basically what happens is, as you saw in this clip, she has to go away for a week or two to look for a job because she loses her teaching job in their local town. And she asks Skeeter, Adam Sandler, to watch over her two kids while she's gone on this job interview. Well, of course, all sorts of hilarity will ensue because the unstraight-laced, goofy brother is now going to watch the kids who have, never had sugar, never watched TV, do everything perfectly, have a bedtime. All those normal things a lot of parents do with their kids, he has nothing to do with and doesn't want any part of. So the reason the title Bedtime Stories comes in is every night before they go to bed, the kids are used to having a story. Well, Uncle Skeeter doesn't have any books to read, so he starts making stories up off the top of his head. And a funny, lo and behold, as he's telling them these stories at night, somewhere the next day or the day after he tells the story, some of the things in his stories kind of start to come true in real life, and all of a sudden it clicks to him, hey, maybe I can make this for an opportunity for myself. And anyway, as the stories get bigger and more elaborate, the movie changes from, of course, right now happening to his imaginations and his dream-filled stories. So there's lots of different computer effects and crazy things that happen as this crazy uncle tells these kids wild, outlandish stories, and they even add their own bit parts in there as well. So I gotta say, I would think that I was pleasantly surprised by Bedtime Stories. Is it a perfect movie? No. Is it a perfectly told movie? No. It's an Adam Sandler movie. He's the star. You're going to get a lot of goofiness. But I would say it's a good flick that you can take the family to. It's clean. The language is good. For the most part, there's nothing in there that's really offensive to families or kids. So if you're looking for something to see together as a group, as a family, take the kids on out and go check out Bedtime Stories.